Hi, welcome to today's Vinyasa flow. For today's practice, you might want 2 blocks, and we're gonna get started in a child's pose. So make your way, knees on the mat, toes might touch behind you, hips reaching towards your heels. Give yourself a few rounds of breath here, inching your fingertips forward, creating space along the side body. Full breath here, breathe in, breathe out. As you're ready, begin to shift forward, making our way to a Sphinx pose. Elbows press into the mat, palms press into the mat, heart lifts. Pausing here first, adjusting if this is too intense on your low back. You can rest your forehead on a block or rest your hand on knuckles. Rest your head on your knuckles. Breathe here. Then bring your right forearm to diagonal, left knee bends, left arm reaches behind you. You might stop right here, opening the shoulder, gentle quad stretch, or you can incorporate a little pressure here, pressing that heel towards your glute. Some bodies it feels better to lie flat on the mat as you do this. Some bodies stay up on your forearm. Wherever feels good. Give yourself another moment here. And release, toes to the mat, hand to the mat. Other side, left forearm comes in at that diagonal. Right knee bends, right arm reaches behind you. Pause here, opening that shoulder. Then maybe you add in the quad stretch, pressing your heel towards your glute. As far as is available and as far as feels good in that knee. Give yourself a moment here. And release. Pressing yourself back to a tabletop position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. 2 rounds of cat-cow here. Inhale to drop your belly and lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine, really actively pressing away from the mat. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale to round your spine, press away. Come back to neutral. Then extend right leg long behind you. Toes flex here, engage the glute. Right foot between your hands, low lunge. Arms lift up towards the sky. Then hands come behind low back. Interlacing your fingers, press your knuckles towards the floor. Maybe your hips press forward just a bit. Gaze can lift up towards the ceiling. Full breath here. When that's complete, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to your tabletop, and then other side, left leg extends long behind you. Press the heel away from you. Then left foot comes between your hands. Low lunge on this side. Find your base first. Back toes can be tucked or untucked. Hands come behind your back. Opposite thumb on top, press your knuckles towards the floor, heart towards the sky. Maybe those hips press forward. Give yourself a moment here, breathing into the shape. When that's complete, release, arms frame the face, hands back to the mat, step back to your tabletop, and then walk your hands forward about a handprint, downward facing dog. Start here by pedaling out your legs. And then really focusing on a long spine press into both your hands, hips lift towards the sky. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Elbows graze the ribs. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift to cobra, heart lifts. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, press up to your plank, toes or knees. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Adding in side stretches, inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Fingertips reach to the left, hips to the right. Breathe here. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, side stretch to the right, hips to the left, fingertips to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, cactus arms, elbows pull down, heart lifts. Inhale, arms extend. Exhale, hands come to your heart center. And then shifting your weight to your left foot. Right foot becomes light, quad stretch here. So you'll bend your right heel towards your glute. Right hand grabs the outside edge of that foot. Taking care here that your knee is tracking under your body. It's easy for it to want to splay out towards the side. You are welcome to stay right here. Maybe your left hand comes to that back foot. A little chest opener here as well. Wherever you are, full round of breath, rooting through that left leg. Slowly release, left hand back to heart, right foot to the mat, right hand to heart. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Other side, weight shifts to your right foot. Shifting your weight, you already did. Shift your weight to your right foot. Left foot lifts, heel towards the glute. Then hand comes to the outer edge of the foot. You are welcome to pause here. Get your balance. Knee tracks down below you. Right hand might stay at your heart or play with bringing it to the big toe side of your foot. Gentle stretch here, opening the chest, incorporating that quad stretch, balancing here, pressing through our standing leg. One more moment. Reverse out the same way we got in, nice and slow, hand to heart, toes to the mat, other hand to the heart. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky, extend. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, a half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step or hop back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, sweep right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot between your hands. Lift your arms for crescent. Back heel presses away from you. Once again, bringing your hands behind low back. Interlace your fingers, press your knuckles towards the floor. Then begin to shift your weight forward. Pausing here at this diagonal, crown of the head reaches, back heel presses away from you. Then on an inhale, press into your standing leg, warrior three. Back toes can be a kickstand or extend long behind you. Wherever they are, aerial toes are flexed. Knuckles continue to press towards that back heel. Soft cobra shape in the front body. Next breath, bend into your front knee, returning to crescent. Hands to the mat. Step back to plank position. Holding plank here for 3 rounds of breath. Crown of the head reaches forward. Heels press away from you. Puff up the back of your heart, creating space between the shoulder blades. Just another moment. Then hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, sweep left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Inhale, lift to crescent. Find your base here first. Hands come behind low back, opposite thumb on top. Press your knuckles towards the floor. Heart lifts towards the sky. Breathe here. On an inhale, hinge forward, finding that diagonal first. Press through your back heel. Then as you're ready, lift into warrior three. Back foot, toes are aerial. Toes, I should say, are flexed wherever they are. Crown of the head reaches forward. Knuckles press away from you, opening that heart here. Rooting through your standing leg. Falling in and out as you need to. Next breath, bend into your front knee. Return to crescent. Hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Inhale and plank, 3 rounds of breath. engaging the core, pressing away from the mat, hips stay lifted. Next inhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Exhale, bring your knees to the mat for tabletop. And then taking your blocks with you, start to shift your weight back, pausing for a moment here, tucking your toes, coming to sit on the heels if that's available, just a moment of planters, or you might have some weight here in your hands. Whatever feels good for you. Here for just 2 rounds of breath, slowing our heart a bit, head and heart stack over your hips. Then as you're ready, come to standing on the knees. Now your toes can stay tucked or untucked. It's totally yogi's choice. Usually to start, people prefer tucked toes because that lifts your heels a little higher. And then you'll take the blocks to start at their highest setting for camel pose. If you know that you prefer a different setup, go for it. But we're starting with a back bend here. Hands come to your low back or right leg, you're putting fingers into jean pockets. Hips press forward. Head begins to fall back. Starting here, this might be right where you pause. Maybe you release your right hand to the block. Maybe your left hand to the block. This can be a beautiful space to pause. Heart presses forward, hips forward. If it's available and you'd like to bring your hands to your heels, you are more than welcome to. Another full round of breath wherever you are. When that's complete, reverse out of it the same way we got in, bringing hands to low back, then sitting down on our heels. Toes can be untucked here. Hands root into your thighs. Soft squeeze between the shoulder blades. Give yourself 3 rounds of breath. Nice long spine lifting up towards the sky. If this feels good, you are welcome to stay here or come to a child's pose. If your body would like another back bend, you're welcome to join here. So if you like those blocks, slide them by your ankles. Hands come to low back, pressing your hips forward. Nice and slow here. Your core stays engaged as you use it to help you draw back. Head becomes heavy. Maybe you release right hand to block or heels, left hand to block or heels. Breathing here. I'll guide us here for a few rounds of breath. But of course, if your body's ready to come out before I prompt us to do so, listen to that. Wait for your next inhale. Use that to slowly reverse out of this shape. Then lower back down, finding that tall spine once more. Crown of the head lifts. Palms root into the thighs. Breathe here. Now, if you feel like sitting up feels best, it's helping you catch your air, you can stay right here. Or if you're ready, make your way to a child's pose. Just allowing a little roundedness to come to the spine. Maybe you stack your hands, rest your forehead on the back of hands, or hands can come back by your heels if that feels good for you. Just allowing a little counter stretch here. Use your next inhale to press into your hands, coming out of that child's pose. Then legs extend long in front of you. Seated forward fold. Inhale here, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge forward and fold forward. Not focusing on hands reaching toes, ankles, calf, wherever they land is fine. But we're focusing on the heart pulling heavy towards the thighs. You might even gently tuck your chin towards your chest, stretching out the back of the neck here. Head can hang heavy. Give yourself a few rounds of breath right here. Next, inhale, lift out of that shape. Soles of the feet come to the mat. Coming down to a reclined position. Knees point up towards the sky. Hips, shoulders, head, all supported here. On an inhale, hug your knees towards your chest. Exhale, bring your hands to the outer edges of your feet, your heels or your calves for happy baby. Breathe here. Adding in any movement that might feel good, or just enjoying a little stillness. One more breath wherever you are. Knees hug into the chest. Left leg extends long, right knee hugs in. And then guide your right knee over to the left side of your body. Recline supine twist. Right arm can be out to a T or a cactus shape. Breathe here. Giving yourself just a few rounds of breath, but allowing your body to soften with each exhale. Use your next inhale to make your way back to center. Hugging both knees into the chest for a moment. This time, right leg extends long, left knee hugs towards left shoulder. Guide left knee to the right side of your body. Recline supine twist on the other side. Each exhale, softening into the shape. Breathe here. Using your next inhale to guide yourself back towards center. Both knees hug into the chest. Last active shape, tight yogi hug. Everything squeezes. And then extend into Shavasana. Legs extend long. Arms hang heavy. Allowing your body to soften in this shape. Be heavy in the shape. And take up as much space as feels good. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Bringing that awareness back to your breath. If it feels good to stay right where you are more than welcome to. If it's time to close out your practice, start incorporating gentle movement as it feels good. Maybe you roll out wrists and ankles, rock your head side to side, and then make your way to a fetal position on either side. Pausing there for a moment, just feeling your body press into the mat. Then as you're ready, find a comfortable, easy seat. Eyes can stay soft or closed here. Embracing these last few moments of practice to feel into some gratitude. You made time for yourself today, showed up and honored your body with movement and with rest, allowing that importance to sink in. We'll close with a collective breath. You can exhale to prepare. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, draw your hands back to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for being part of this rad community, and I hope you have a lovely day. Hi, buddy.